Hello everyone and welcome back to Eximius Craft from the iJevin Bedrock Patreon server. I am, as always, your humble host, the great and powerful Lord Eximius. And guys, I'm particularly excited for today's episode because today I am finally going to show you guys the interior of Castle Ravenloft. So here we go. Let's do it. We are, of course, as you can see, we are in Vibrant Visuals. And the interior of the castle is done. So, drum roll, please. And let's go. And here we have it, guys. Castle Ravenloft. I'm going to just kind of hang out for a second and we can just kind of soak all this in. If you couldn't tell, I am quite pleased with how this came out. So this obviously is the main hall of the castle. And I mean, we've got all the components, right? We've got the grandeur, the scale, the height. We've got the throne. We've got the banners. We've got the pillars. We've got the arches. We've got tapestries. We've got the whole shebang. I spent, oh man, I don't know how many diamonds making these fully trimmed netherite armor suits, but I think that really looks cool. So here you have it, guys. This is the throne right here. So of course, this is where the humble yet great and powerful Lord Eximius resides. So here it is. Castle Ravenloft. As you can see, I spent quite a bit of time on the detail work, and I'm just very happy with how it came out. So we will come back and we will finish up the tour in this room. But let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's go check out everything in this castle. Interior is fully done. Now, am I going to say I won't decide to add a couple things here and there? Yeah, I might. But I mean, it's basically done. I can't think of any spaces in this castle that I haven't touched to detail. So let's start in here. This is the dining hall. So this is where the vampire lord of Castle Ravenloft will host his guests for a dinner party, regardless of whether or not they know that they might be the dinner rather than having the dinner. But we've got this grand table. I absolutely love the shelves. I know I've said it before, but shelves, what a great addition to Minecraft. They're great for so many things. This I kind of just, I don't know. I just kind of went with, just try to make kind of a decorative design. And we got the tapestries hanging from the walls. We've got, I don't usually like doing paintings, but I kind of like how this came out. So I'm pretty happy with it. We got the quote-unquote wine barrels over here. You know, the guests are thinking this is wine. Yeah, maybe it isn't, you know, it's a vampire lord, but, you know, we don't need to tell them that, right? There is a small kitchen over here. So there is the kitchen. Maybe could use a little more detail in here. Every time I come in here into the castle and look around, I'm like, well, I could do something over here. I think I could probably spend another year really fine-tuning everything, but we don't have a year. In fact, the season is coming to an end here soon. We are probably going to reset after Chaos Cube drops, which I believe is here in just a week or so. So we will be moving on to building a new base here soon. So there will be probably one more episode for this season. I'll do a finale. I have just interiors in the city to do left, and then this base is complete. Let's see. Let's head down this way. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. These custom banners, I don't know how to do these banners, I'll be honest with you. I got these from a member of the community here on the server who is great with banners. And I think they came out great, so love that touch. Back this way, and I've debated on how to go about this tour, what places to hit first. This is the library, as you could probably surmise. It had to be grandeur in scale. I really felt that way, and I think we nailed that. I think it does come across as being grandeur in scale. When iJevin did his tour, he was like, "Could you imagine finding a book in here?" And that, that was funny and all, but see, I thought of that. So these are the directories where you can locate where your book is and find what you're looking for. If this library doesn't have it, it probably doesn't exist. So here is the library. I really took great pains to try to do a lot of detail work in here as well. So let's go this way. There is a secret trap door that leads down to the crypt. So if we head this way, and I added the skulk to get that audio. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but and then the denizens of the crypt, and we have like kind of scattered around down here. Maybe it's a little busy, but I like it. I'm so happy with how this turned out. There's like some jail cells for some unfortunate denizens of the castle. So yeah, you definitely don't want to end up down here. And then through here is where the vampire lord himself takes his rest. Oh, that's not supposed to be like that. That was not supposed to be like that. But so this is the tomb of the vampire lord himself when he takes his day naps. So this is what we have down here, and there are some other tunnels that kind of trail off in different directions. Like this way. I built this, and I sometimes get a little lost down here. And then let's see if we come, yep, this way. There is another place you don't want to end up. You guys can probably figure out what this is when, maybe somebody is withholding some information that the vampire lord would like to have in his possession. Even have, there probably is a better way to do this, but I had to have an Iron Maiden, right? So yeah, you don't want to end up in here, right? This is not a good place to be. And then there is actually access. I had created this access because at one point Ahab and I had discussed building a huge storage area of great grandeur, and we just ended up deciding we didn't really need it. We just kind of ended up, hold on, okay, make sure I have my rockets equipped. I like being in F1 when I'm doing tours, but then I'm not really sure what I have equipped sometimes. So alright, so let's see, which way should we go next? Let's go up this way. And even these halls, I've even put in some decor in these hallways to kind of try to just make everything really look finished. And then this winds up this way. Now this goes out front to the towers that you see at the front of the castle. And this is kind of plain. This could probably use a little work, honestly. But then it goes across this way. This is the front of the castle here. And it's pretty much the same on the other side there as it is over here. So I'll just kind of keep it moving because we've got a lot to cover. And let's come back inside. There we go. And then we come up this way. So this leads back out to the main hall. And this, I was trying to figure out what to do with these terraces up here on either side. The other side, and I'll show you, you can kind of see there's an organ on the other side. But we just kind of did a little bit of decor. We've got some netherite armor over here. And, you know, some seating. Some tables, you know, some stuff like that. Love the mini blocks. Love the mini blocks. That is a lit redstone lamp right there. And then this continues upward to this room. Now this room is shoot, I can't even remember. This is the enchanting room. Yes. And we did little I don't know, when you whimsical candle decor. You got the sculpt blocks up top and the floating candles. So this is where like the mage that in service to the vampire lord would operate. So this is kind of his quarters, so to speak. So this is where the mage resides here in the castle. And then let's head back out this way. And then we can hit my face. We'll go to the other terrace on the other side of the main hall. And we've got the organ. I just kind of had to have it, right? You just kind of had to have it. So we put in the organ. And that's right here. Happy with how that came out. And then on this side is where the Vampire Lord's alchemist resides. So that's at the top of this tower here. So this is where the alchemist does his thing. See, we got the nether wart in different places. We got the brewer, different places to do his experiments, his books, things like that. So this is the quarters of the castle alchemist. Got the respawn anchors looking cool. So that's what we have there. And then, let's see, how should we go about this? All right, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to shoot over to the other side of the main hall. Let's take another look. Take it all in. That's what I'm talking about. Even did some detailing on the ceiling. It was looking a little flat. We used smithing tables and tuff to kind of create a design to kind of break it up. And then we extended some pillars across to just kind of give it a little extra something. So then if we go up this way, this is just a storage area. This is actually initially where I had all my shulkers when I was working on the interior. And then when I pulled them out, I just kind of threw some barrels and stuff in here. So just a little storage area. And then up this way, what do we have up here? I don't even remember. It's been quite a journey, quite a process. Let's see, what do we got? It goes up and up and up. These are, as you guys can see from the exterior of the castle, these are quite tall towers. I hit build height. Okay, so we are now above the main hall, and this is guest quarters. So in here, and all of these are just bedrooms, right? So and these, they could probably use some ceiling, you know, some designs, maybe some support beams going across and some other things. Like I said, I could probably spend another year really fine-tuning everything. There's some dining area in this space right here for guests that reside in this upper level. But yeah, all these are just bedrooms. They're pretty similar in their design, maybe a little redundant in their design. But you know, there's a bed and a table and a desk and some books in each room, some decor. So that is this area up here. And there's another hallway that goes down that way. But like I said, all these rooms, I'm not going to go through each room because they're, like I said, they're pretty similar in their design. There's another room. There's another one. Now, the very uppermost part of these two front towers couldn't really decide what to do, so I just kind of did a little design with some armor stands up here. Maybe they're, you know, an ode to fallen warriors that fought for the Vampire Lord. And the other side is the same as this. So if you were to go down this other hallway down this way, that room is the same as the one that we just saw. And like I said, these are all another room. This is yet another bedroom, but they're all fully furnished. Even have the grandfather clocks in the rooms too. So we put some effort into doing some things that most folks will probably never see, but that's okay. It had to be complete, right? So let's see. That's another room. If we go up these stairs here, this, if I remember correctly, will lead us to the war room. Why am I going so slow? I feel like I'm running and I'm going really slow. Okay, we'll come back down to this, and then we will traverse to the other side of the castle. But this winds all the way up. I wonder if I can fly. Let's see if we can do this. Hit my face. Hit my face. Oh, dang, I just literally died. Alright, maybe we don't do that again. And then this is the war room. This is at a very uppermost part of the... We got the... Oh, yeah, check it out. We got the catapult in that tower down there. But this is the front of the castle up here. So this is the second tallest tower in the castle. Next only to this tower over here, which hits build height. This one right here. So this is the war room. This is complete with maps where the Vampire Lord can plan his conquests along with, you know, his generals and lieutenants. So this is the war room here. So let's head back down and try not to smash our face on any walls. A little bit easier when you're gliding downwards, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, so this goes over and connects across to where we just saw the catapult. So that's the catapult right here. Yep, looking good. Why did I put water in there? That's kind of weird. Couldn't tell you why I did that. And then, let's see. We need to continue downward. This away. And let's see. Where was... Here we go. So isn't this just kind of like a sitting room? There's so much space, and I hate these stupid clouds that go through the castle. There was so much space, it got to the point where I was like, what do I do with this huge bed? There's so many spaces to fill in. So this is just kind of a sitting room. And then if we go over this way, we have the armory. So this is where the blacksmith of the castle. So we have shelves of raw materials, coal to feed the fires, copper and iron for weapons and armor. Got the ancient debris blocks, so netherite armor can be created. Love the mini blocks. And then just workstations where, as you can see, weapons are being created, armor is being created. This is kind of the workstation over here. This leads out to the small tower, and I'm not going to go over there because there's not really much to it. The small tower over there, there's really just kind of some armor stands over there. That was kind of more... Oh, I don't like torches. I gotta fix this. I gotta get some lighting over here that's not torches. Does it go all the way down? Oh, bad. Bad Lord Eximius. Okay, that needs fixed. Alright, so see, there's always something that needs done when you're talking about a build of this scale. So yeah, this is the workstation where everything is forged for the armies of the Vampire Lord. And then we have displays of armor and weapons around here in the armory. And then this door leads back towards the front of the castle. So these are kind of like the front ramparts. Here, let me see if I can do this real quick. Kind of give you a look. Oh, dang. I'm hungry. Keep smashing my face. So you can kind of see. So these are the two very front towers at the gate. And then these are the two towers that we just went up, complete with alchemist and magi quarters. Looks like there's a wandering trader running around up there. So yeah, so these are the front ramparts of the castle. And then here is the armory. And if we come out this way, this leads to the back two towers. Now this basically just winds up to the catapult that we just saw. And then this is barracks. So there's a kitchen right here well, it's more for looks. I mean, Undead Army doesn't really need to eat, does it? But as we continue up this, you see there's bunks for soldiers, and then it continues this way all the way up, and then there's just kind of a storage area at the top of this tower. I'm not going to go all the way up there because it's kind of more of the same. But yeah, so those are all the towers, guys. And then we will complete our tour. So this winds back, so it connects here at the back of the castle. So this is looking towards the back of the castle. And then this winds back down to where we came up to view the quarters above the main hall. So if you remember, we came through here to view the quarters with the dining area, and then it continues down to the main hall. So let's see if we can, I don't know if we can glide our way back down. Yes. So then that goes all the way down where we showed you the storage room, and then this connects back to the main hall. So there you have it, guys. We got the library, we got the dining hall, we got the crypt, we got the magi and alchemy headquarters. But really the jewel of the castle is this space. And I'm just really happy with this space. We've got the Vampire Lord's desk, where he might take messengers or diplomats of some kind. So this is where he will sit to conduct his Vampire Lord business. And we even have, check this out, I play this sometimes because it's super creepy and totally fits for this build. So yeah, so this is where the Vampire Lord will conduct official Vampire Lord business. So, and then there's just kind of some little bits of decor just to kind of fill out the space, some seating, and then these seats in my brain, I don't know if I'm super happy with these chairs they are, but in my brain, this is where the Vampire Lord would hold court. So these are where the lesser lords and ladies might sit when the Vampire Lord is issuing his edicts here in Castle Ravenloft. But, so there you have it, guys. The interior of Castle Ravenloft is complete. It has been quite an endeavor in its scale and grandeur. but I'm super happy with how it came out. Super happy with this throne as well. Just really had a lot of fun building this season. So what I'll do is I plan on doing a finale before the end of the season. I just have to do interior work in the city left, and that's done. I showed you guys the city last episode, and we'll complete all the interiors there, or we will fight the good fight to get all the interiors done. And then I'll do my kind of my season finale montage. So there it is, guys. Castle Ravenloft in all of its final glory. I hope you guys like it. I had so much fun building it, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you.